This is lesson 9.4, permutations. How many different ways are there to arrange your first three classes if they are math, science, and language arts? Write math, science, language arts on the index cards. Find and record all arrangements of classes by changing the order of the index cards. I'm going to abbreviate. I'm going to do math, science, language arts. Then I'm going to change the arrangement slightly. I'm going to do math, language arts, science. Then I'm going to do science, math, language arts, science, language arts, math. Then I'm going to do language arts, math, science, language arts, science, math. When you first started to make your list, how many choices did you have for your first class? Well, obviously I had 3 choices. Once your first class was selected, how many choices did you have for the second? Well, then I had 2 choices for the second and 1 choice for the third. A permutation is an arrangement or listing of objects in which order is important. In the example above, the arrangement science, math, language, arts is a permutation of math, science, language, arts because the order of the classes is different. You can use the fundamental counting principle to find the number of possible permutations. And the fundamental counting principle, you remember from earlier, is the use of multiplication of the number of ways each event in an experiment can occur to find the number of possible outcomes in a sample space. Rather than making a table like this, you can simply use multiplication. Here's what that looks like. Find the number of possible arrangements of classes in the mini-lab above using the fundamental counting principle. There are 3 choices for the first class, 2 choices for the second class, 1 choice for the third class. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. That means there are 6 possible arrangements. In the Check Your Progress problem, it says, in how many ways can the starting 6 players of a volleyball team stand in a row for a picture? Well, if I have 6 players, I have 6 choices for the first player, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. When I multiply those all together, I get 720 possible arrangements. You can use the permutation to find the probability of an event. The finals of the Northwest Swimming League feature 8 swimmers. If each swimmer has an equally likely chance of finishing in the top 2, what is the probability that Yumi will be in first place and Paquito in second place? Well, there's 8 possibilities that Yumi can be first, 7 possibilities that Paquito can be second. That means there are 56 possible arrangements or permutations of those 2 places. Since there is only one way that Yumi can come in first and Paquito can come in second, the probability of that happening is 1 in 56. Remember, probability is the ratio of successful outcomes to total outcomes. 2 different letters are randomly selected from the letters in the word math. What is the probability that the first letter selected is M and the second letter is H? Well, there's 4 ways I can select M, 3 ways I can select H. 3 times 4 is 12. That means there's 1 possibility of 12, 1 favorable outcome of 12, where M can be the first letter and H can be the second letter, so the probability of that occurring is 1 in 12. 7 friends are waiting to ride the new roller coaster. In how many ways can they board the ride once it is their turn? Well, let's see, 7 friends, so 7 ways the first person, then 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 gives us a total number of outcomes of 5,040. You'll learn later on that this could also be done on your computer with the factorial key. This would be 7 factorial. Number 2. In how many ways can a president, vice president, and secretary be randomly selected from a class of 25 students? Well, there's 25 ways we can pick the president. Then 24, we can pick the vice president. 23, we can pick the secretary. 25 times 24 times 23 is 13,800 different ways. Problem number 3. You have 5 seasons of your favorite TV show on DVD. If you randomly select 2 of them from a shelf, what is the probability you will select season 1 first and season 2 second? Well, 5 ways you can select the first one, 4 ways you can select the second one. 5 times 4 is 20. Because it's probability, it would be 1 successful outcome out of 20 possible outcomes. Number 4. A password consists of 4 letters, of which none are repeated. What is the probability that the person could guess the entire password by randomly selecting the first 4 letters? Random means they all have an equal chance of occurring. 26 letters in the alphabet times 25 times 24 times 23, because the letters cannot repeat, gives you a total number of outcomes of 358,800. So the probability of a person randomly selecting the numbers or the letters of the password is 1 in 358,800. Not good. The only vocabulary term in this lesson is permutation, which is an arrangement or listing of objects in which order is important. This should be in your child's notable and will be on the Chapter 9 vocabulary test. At this point, you should stop the movie, go to NICU at www.nicu.net and take Lesson Quiz 9-4. Remember, your login is your student number and your password is your student number and your last name. Thanks for watching.